My grandfather told me this, and I never understood it until I had my own place. Always buy the cheap tools at first, and if you wear it out / break it, then you use it enough to justify getting a nicer, more expensive one. I guess with power tools and stuff, but my grandfather used to say the opposite. I'm not rich enough to buy cheap things. I still have his tools. Think pliers, screwdrivers, files. Keeping my shoulders back. It was a suggestion I saw for preventing panic / anxiety. IDK what it is, but when your shoulders are in that position it gives some strange feeling of control. I also read somewhere that during panic attacks the body basically wants to curl into fetal position for protection. So I feel like focusing on keeping your arms down and shoulders back is a conscious way to go against that and stay grounded in reality. Works for me, could work for you too. It opens up your airway because your chest isn't being smothered by your tensed shoulders. You can get full breaths. That forest app. It grows a tree for up to 2 hours, and during that time, you can't access any apps you think will distract you. If you wanna open a distracting app, you'd have to kill your tree. All your trees, dead or alive, appear in a little forest. I have always had trouble motivating myself to focus on homework and not look at Reddit / YouTube, but this app is just enough guilt to not open them. I haven't killed anything yet, and I'm surprised at how much I can care about a small virtual tree. People told me about it, and I just completely assumed that I'd never use it, or it wouldn't work for me considering how distractible I am, but it works wonders. My dad always told me ask anyway. The worst they can say is no when buying something, or when I needed something from another person. Seemed stupid to ask. If I was sure they would say no, but I was also a socially anxious kid. Turns out that advice has helped me with school, with raises, with people in general, with plans with new friends. Another thing, a stupid question is better than a stupid mistake. There's what you need, there's what you want, and there's what you can't afford. My dad says this all the time, and I never thought of it as useless, I just never used it. Now I have, and my money is far easier to manage. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. JZ. My therapist told me the next time I'm going to have a panic attack to just give in and tell myself it was okay to have one. I told him he was crazy. After a couple tries it started working to my amazement. I haven't had a panic attack in 3 years. If you can tell that someone is going to hit you, tilt your head down. Teeth don't grow back. Your jaw is lights out. If they punch the top of your skull, they will probably break their hand. Always be drunk. I heard this before, and I can confirm it does work, but why? How does getting hit in your jaw KO you? Putting cold water on freshly shaved skin will make it so you don't get ingrown hairs. Some of the best advice I've ever received. How is this not common knowledge? I've struggled with ingrown hairs from shaving for years and no one ever recommended this, not even my doctor. So much aggravation I could have avoided with one tip. Your gums bleed when you floss because you don't floss enough. Turns out if you floss enough, your gums won't be inflamed, so they don't bleed when you floss. It's true. Or at least get an electric toothbrush. Source, I'm dental hygienist. Directly expressing my needs instead of hinting. That's secret #1 for a successful, long-lasting marriage. #2 is, marriage is work, but it's worth it. Edit. Thanks for all the comments, upvotes, and silver. Source, I'm old, married long time. For gamers, play games that have a beneficial AFK element in-game. Then whenever you need to do some AFK stuff, spend the time it takes cleaning your house. Started playing Black Desert Online on Xbox. My house has never been cleaner, and I'm doing it so regularly that it's becoming a habit, and when I'm all caught up I nap. It's like I tricked myself into taking care of me and my place with games. Easily the best life change I've made this year. I'm productive in game, at home, and I'm well rested. 10/10 highly recommend. Don't suffer future pain. In other words, worrying about all the stuff that could happen stops you from doing things, and worse, turns potential pain into actual worry and mental pain. Worry is interest paid on a debt you may never have. I can't remember where that's from. Exercising helping with depression and anxiety. It's not a cure-all, and I needed to be on meds to get to the point where I could do it, but it really does help me. I've been off my meds now for over a year, under doctor's supervision. Don't stop taking your meds unless you run it by your doctor, and when I can't exercise for a few days, I can feel the depression and anxiety coming back. Now instead of going through a million things I did wrong in my head, I run for 3 miles or lift some heavy shit. Compliment people behind their backs. Sounds stupid but works wonders. I'd never say this to her face, but she's a wonderful person and a gifted artist. If you have a clogged nose, doing 8 to 10 push-ups will temporarily clear it up. Edit. Hey, thanks for the silver and the gold. Is this just to get me to try to actually do a push-up? Haha, one would assume. But no, it legit works. Cleaning your house before leaving for more than 5 days. Nothing is better than coming to a clean house. I travel a lot for work and can sometimes be gone for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. There is nothing worse than finally coming home and remembering how bad you left the place. I'll learn this real quick and make a point to clean up before I leave. Fans on my old MacBook died. Saw a YouTube video that said to simply take your fist and bang on the part of the computer that housed the fans. Thinking it was a troll, I gave it a shot out of pure frustration, and lo and behold, they purred back to life and I never had another issue with them for the rest of the time that I owned that computer. Back when iPods were all the rage, mine got an error. I googled the error, and the fix was to drop it from about 6 inches. I did so thinking at worst my broken iPod will be more broken, but it started right up. Spend an extra $5 to $10 on wiper blades. Rakorto commonly does closeouts on high quality wiper blades for like $2-3 a piece. The type you normally pay $20-34. I buy like 5 sets at a time to save on shipping. Spend less than $40 on enough really nice wipers to last me a couple/few years. Edit. I have no affiliation with Rakorto. Just a customer. Unclench your jaw, open your hands, drop your shoulders, and breathe in. This made me realize how tense I'm RN. You're probably clenching your butthole too. Relax your ass. Don't worry, you won't shit yourself. Unless you really need to go to number 2 right now. Pay bills, save, then spend. In regards to saving, I was always told pay your bills, pay yourself, then spend. Life is really much easier if you clean your workplace/room. I clean my room often, and it makes me feel calm and clears my head. No greater feeling than coming home to a clean bedroom after working late. One day at a time. It's been helping me stay focused in the now. My grandma, rest her soul, gave me a similar piece of advice, but with a variant. If you feel like you can't survive a week, focus on getting through one day. One day too much, 1 hour too much, 1 minute. Whatever it takes. If you can survive one, you can survive another. Edit. Reddit gold. Whoa dude. Really all I can think is grandma would have been so happy to know that a lesson she taught me is being shared and hopefully heard by so many people. Not taking your cell phone into bed with you. After a while you will sleep much easier without the distraction and blue light shining straight into your eyes before bed. Sounds like a good idea, me on my phone in bed at 10 PM. Sounds like a good idea for tomorrow, me on my phone in bed at 2 AM every night. Stick to the same sleep schedule on your days off that you follow on days when you have to be somewhere at a specific time, like school or work days. I spent my whole life sleeping until noon on weekends, thinking I was storing sleep in some imaginary sleep bank. I recently started waking up early on weekends, and now I don't have trouble waking up when my alarm goes off during the week. Plus I have all this extra time to do stuff because I'm not sleeping all day. I got a job to match my natural sleep cycle, and I'm much happier for it. You're not hungry, you're thirsty. I would eat a big meal and wonder why I still felt hungry. It is because I wasn't drinking a glass of water with my meal. Now if I notice I'm hungry, after eating normal portions I have a glass of water and wait 5 minutes before I continue eating. Thanks for watching, and remember to like the video, share, and subscribe to our channel.